I am still very much a work in progress, but I'm proudly Nigerian. I think when you don't know your identity, you're lost. Knowing my identity, my formative years, cuts across so many battles and all that. But my heart, the DNA, is something in me that says anywhere I am, I want to proudly represent. I want to give my best at all times. And so, we're blessed, we're well endowed. I think sometimes we don't really appreciate what God has given us. And you look at other people and say the grass is greener there. But honestly, when you take care of your side, you'll be the envy of others. So we must let our children know that this homeland is the best. This homeland can only give the best, and they also must be the very best of it. Part of the reason that got me into politics, it's about the people. I'm addicted. I adore my people. Because my parents, even when we didn't have much, when I saw them, when I talked to them, I'm like on top of the world. So that confidence, that self-esteem that they've taught me that no matter the challenges, anywhere in the world, the name, your history is gold, is priceless. Work it, invest in it, work it, and proudly represent it. And it's all I'm doing.
In the last couple of interviews I've had with you, I kept forgetting. Can we go back to look at this preoccupation with culture? Perhaps when you were in school, secondary school, you belonged to one dramatic society, you were theater group or the other, all those things.
I was always, I think initially I was the shy type, but I loved music. My father woke up every morning turning on the music, dancing, teaching us. He always wanted us to laugh. Obviously, Yoruba music, traditional music, okay? But the kind of music we listened to then were all this proverb music, always a message, to be learned, okay? Wisdom keys, let me use those words. Wisdom keys, that you repeat them, one was Roti Omeni Tonche, remember the child of whom you are. And it was an old obey and something, and my dad would dance to it, and and so even when I went on to be in the boarding house, I would teach my peers in school and dance and have fun. But the lyrics of those words, of those music, stuck in my brain.
Which is missing today.
Okay? And then you also have Ishelo Gunshe, we'll sing it like rhymes, there's joy in labor. There's joy in using your hand to create. There's joy, so all these things we take for granted. Yes, our culture, but they are the things that go on to form us later in life. Our food, I think back then my initials was FFO, okay, which is Folashade for food only. I love the food. And so I love to cook. And even when I went on to go to school in the eastern part of the country, I learned their food and culture and the language, okay? With language, you break barriers.
Yes.
Same thing, the northern part. And So we were raised to see Nigeria as one. So when you really look at me, I blend anywhere. When I'm with Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, but I'm always proud Lagosian. And one thing with us is that we're magnanimous. We love to give. We love to show love. I love to be among people. We had communal setting. As children in the neighborhoods, you couldn't tell us apart. Whose mother, whose father, we look for, like my birthday today, they would have put all the food in one tray for all of us.
Yes.
Everybody, we all eat together, we would have coke, cake, we sing, and it was just one big family. Okay? No anxiety, none. And that's why whenever I think back to those years, it brings a big smile to my face. We need to recreate and make that better.
Yes.
I know the world is now global, but we must never forget the reason why our culture is our culture. All we can do is make it better, build on it. Yes, the exposure to the Western culture, awesome, but take the best out of it, to it, but never forget the base, the source.
Great. Talking about music, now you mentioned music. Today, listening to, you mentioned Obey. I also remember the Baboni Kete Kete and the rest of them, those old music.
Oh, wisdom
rest of
keys,
them,
yes.
Be
Be contented. You can't please the world.
Yes.
Wherever you find yourself, don't follow peer pressure. That's one of the things putting a lot of our youths in trouble these days, because when they don't have something, they want to do anything, cutting corners.
Yeah.
No, life is a process. Life is life. Okay? One step at a time. My father in the Lord would say, make haste slowly. Okay? Because sometimes when you go too fast, you miss the important links.
Okay, I'm going to take something that looks controversial. Would you be right to describe you as a feminist?